when you put it in your head, you feel that whoo with the cool breeze, okay? You know the cool breeze. If you got it, you know what I'm talking about. You know the cool breeze I'm talking about. Yeah, you felt it, okay? Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. I am JC. If you are new here, from Just Lost JC here or whatever. Welcome back. For those of you guys that are new, thank you so much for subscribing. You can already see by that introduction that we have a bit of fun over here. So as you can see from the title, this video I'm going to be giving you the tips that made my 6-month hair growth journey so successful. Now, if you happen to stumble upon this video and you have no idea where I'm going, alright, I'm going to link that video in the card so you can see how my hair looked before. I had went through a setback using a product and some of my hair broke off, and then I decided to go on a 6-month natural hair journey, and these were the results of it. The whole video is there detailing and showing you guys a bit more in depth how my hair looks and stuff like that. This video is just to get to the nitty-gritty of the tips that I know made the hair journey so successful. And you've seen the results. I say you've seen the results, so you better talk to me nice, okay? I said I'm gonna need you to talk to me nicely, okay? If you follow these tips, I guarantee, okay, no money back guarantee, okay, that your hair journey, your whatever amount of time it is, if you're doing a 6-month growth journey, whatever length of time it is, will be successful. Did you hear what I said? I said it will be successful. In Jesus' name, amen? Amen. So the first thing that you want to do is stick to whatever parameters, stick to whatever regimen, stick to whatever it is that you decide you're going to be doing during this whatever period of time it is challenge. So for me, it was a 6-month challenge. I set my parameters, and those are the parameters that I stuck to. I was consistent. Consistency is king. Consistency is king, especially when you have a shorter term natural hair journey, shorter term natural hair goal. You're trying to expedite things. You're trying to get the most bang for your buck. So you want to make sure whatever it is that you set, that you stick to it. I'm going to list out the parameters that I had for my personal one and the ones that I stuck to. So the first things first, I said I wanted to detangle my hair only once. Now before that, prior to that, I'd been detangling my hair twice. When I would wash and deep condition my hair, I would finger detangle it, and then later on when I was twisting my hair, the 2-strand twist that I love to wear, I would then also detangle it and twist. With this hair journey, for this 6 months, I said I will detangle my hair one time, and I stuck with that. If you want to know exactly how that whole wash day routine went, I'm going to link that in the cards, but this basically entailed me washing my hair in twists. I only detangled when I retwisted my hair, as opposed to twice. The next thing that was a non-negotiable for me that I made sure I did was oiling my scalp. Now prior to that, oiling my scalp was something I did whenever I retwisted my hair, so that was, or washed my hair rather, so every 3 weeks perhaps. That was when I really focused on oiling my scalp, but I really never did throughout the 3 weeks. I just focused on moisturizing my hair. But during this, what made this very different from what I've been doing before is that I said I'm going to be oiling my scalp. Now I have my own oil. You can use whatever oil that you want to use. You guys know I'm selling this coffee bean oil. A lot of you guys have DM'd me actually saying how great it worked for you. So thank you so much for purchasing. Listen, I love this oil. I used it during my first setback. Then I forgot about it because my hair was doing great, and now that I had this setback and I knew I wanted rapid growth, this oiling my scalp and giving myself an inverted scalp massage. Now not everyone has to do that. You set the parameters that you want for yourself, but I know that this oil definitely helps with tingling the scalp. It helps with boosting some, blood flow to the scalp, especially because of the amla oil, like it really penetrates. But also inverting your head and making blood flow go to your head could also help. This was my theory, and a combination of the two is what I stuck to, and I did that every 2 to 3 times a week. Some of you guys have asked that have purchased the oil every 2 to 3 times a week. Stuck with it without fail. The next parameter that I stuck to is hot oil treatments. Hot oil treatments was not something that I was doing before, and I implemented that during the 6 months. So every time I would wash my hair, so every 3 weeks, this hot oil treatment would be in my head, and I would put a plastic bag over it and let it sit for 20 minutes. If you want some more details on the oil that I use, I'm going to link that in the cards. And the last thing that I made sure I did all the time, every time I washed my hair for that 6 months was a tea rinse, a green tea rinse. I'm not going to go too into it because I have a video on that as well, but I used a green tea rinse every 3 weeks. Again, every time I would wash and retwist my hair, there was a green tea rinse, which helps with shedding. Next thing that made my hair journey, my 6-month hair journey so successful is leave your hair alone. Leave the hair alone, my dear. I've got to say it. It seems simple. It seems simple, but as someone that did the 6-month journey, I know how difficult it was, especially in the first 2 months. Because I had just come from doing my hair however I wanted to do it. It was out all the time. I was loving my hair. Imagine going from that to having another setback and then being like, okay, well, now you're not going to see your hair for 6 weeks. I mean, for 6 months rather. That was very difficult. So for the first 2 months, I found it very difficult to just be like, okay, well, now it's wash day. I'm not gonna do a twist out. I'm gonna go straight from twist into a wash and twist it back up. I'm not gonna see how it looks. I'm not gonna see, oh my God, did I make any progress? Oh my God, is the oil working? Oh my God, is the tea rinse working? Oh my God, is this working? Is this? No, and I love that. We all do. It's like, oh, we just put in a protective style 3 weeks later. You think I got any growth? Let me take it out. It's like,
why?
That can't happen. Leave the hair alone. If you said 6 months, leave it alone for 6 months. If you said 3 months, leave it alone for 3 months. This, what I did, is called the protective style journey. Keyword being protective. Okay, you don't want to do something which means continuing to look at your hair every 3 seconds to see if you've seen any progress, because that is not in fact protecting it. The third thing that I did that made my journey so successful is re-moisturizing your hair. I would keep my 2-strand twists in for 3 weeks before it was time for an update, before it was time for, you know, the detangling process and then retwisting process. Just because I didn't do anything to it in 3 weeks in terms of, you know, retwisting or washing, does not mean I wasn't moisturizing my hair. So, however long the time span is between your wash days, make sure you are re-moisturizing your hair. So for me, that includes me wetting the length of my hair. That includes me then taking my favorite leave-in conditioner that I like, using it, wetting that section, and then following up with a cream if I feel like it really needs some moisture, some kind of cream. And then of course I like to go in with an oil. I love using this oil. The oil that I have, like I said, it's going to be linked down below, is a great sealant. It gives my hair amazing shine. So many of you guys were commenting on the shine in my hair in that video. The only oil that I was using on the length of my hair throughout the 6 months, full stop, was that oil. Nothing else. Nothing else touched the length of my hair except the coffee bean oil. So that's the shine that you're seeing. You guys know I don't use any silicones in my hair. I don't use any, you know, artificial types of shining agents. That's not conducive for my curly girl method that I do, so I don't use it. But yeah, so you want to re-moisturize your hair because dryness means breakage, especially if you have type 4 hair, especially if you're trying to be on a hair journey, because I presume that you had some kind of setback or you want to see length that you have not been able to see before. I feel like that's one of the few reasons that people end up doing a hair journey. With that in mind, I assume retaining length and making sure that your hair doesn't break off and dry is something that's important to you. Feel your hair, you know when it needs it. I'm not going to tell you do it every week or this and that. Different things work for different people. Some people have chronically more dry hair than others. Porosity, the size of the twist, all these different variables. But just feel your hair and you know when it's dry, and when it is dry, put it in. Better safe than sorry, you know? And so the last thing, I know we just talked about retaining length. I know I talked about dryness and breakage, but the last thing that you need to do, and the last thing that I believe made my hair journey so successful, is the fact that I was very diligent with treating my ends. Let me say this again. Baby girls, I'm gonna need you to treat your ends, okay? You're gonna have to look after your ends, you know? You can't let the thing just go doing what it's doing. You have to make sure you're taking care of it, you're looking after it, you're doing what you need to do to make sure it's doing good, all right? For my specific journey, because I had breakage throughout my hair, my main concern, especially at the end of my hair, there's a lot of breakage, was kind of getting rid of that and slowly but surely, you know, having the hair that's fuller and not broken, growing out and evening out. So for me, treating my ends meant that I really had to trim my hair every single time I wash it. So every 3 weeks, I was trimming off maybe a bit under an inch in some instances, trimming it off. Why I put this in this video is because I know it's hard, okay? It's gonna have a moment of silence for all the hair that I lost in trimming. Okay, Good. Let me tell you something. I was like, I barely even have any hair left. It broke off. And now I gotta trim. I'm like, what in the world? It was very, 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 very difficult for me to wrap my head around the fact that now I have to go back to trimming my hair every 3 weeks. Difficult, unpleasant, very, very hard is an understatement. But I made it happen. I did it because I knew that ultimately where I wanted my hair to be, I needed to get rid of the ends. I don't want like scraggly ends. I didn't want my ends looking really thin compared to the top. I also know that when my ends are scraggly and not doing well, it does cause tangles. So for those of you guys that know you have a lot of split ends, that know you have a lot of single strand knots, I'm going to say single strand knots that are detrimental, because I do know some people have chronic, single strand knots, and I'm not saying single strand knots are inherently bad. But then there are people that don't typically have that much, but because of neglect, because of whatever it is that you are doing that you shouldn't be doing, you have more single strand knots than usual. That is what I'm talking about. Don't just hang on to those because you're like, oh, I'm on a hair length journey, so I want to get all the inches. It will be detrimental in the end. Let me tell you. As long as you have to detangle your hair, which you must at some point during the 6 months. I mean, you can't just not detangle it. Those knots, those split ends, everything is going to catch up with you. You're going to be having tangles at the end. It's going to cause extra breakage because things are just tangling and it's harder for your comb to get through, or your fingers if you're using your fingers to do it. It's just a way easier, seamless, less prone to breakage process when your ends are chef's kiss. You know what I'm saying? So treat your ends, whatever that is for you. Now, some of you guys might not have all those issues going on with your ends, so you're just looking to retain length. Okay, boom. The ends are still the oldest part of the hair. Make sure when you are remoisturizing your hair, something that sometimes I would do is if you go in with some extra cream at the bottom, you go in with some extra oil. There's some times where I didn't feel like the length of my hair needed to be moisturized, but I felt like, let me just put a little something on the ends. And I would go in with some water, just spray the ends by themselves, put in a leave-in conditioner, and then seal the oil right on there. Well, don't do that. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't. Just squeeze. Yeah. So whatever it is that you need to do to your ends, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. Okay? Don't let me catch you slipping.
Nothing left to say, like.
Right. That's it. That's all. Okay, and per usual, like I said I'm going to shout one of you guys out. So I want to shout out T. Ayers. She left this review on OMALICHILD.com. Says, I've been using this oil for a little over 2 months now, and it's helped so much. I was losing handfuls of hair from postpartum shedding, and this has lessened it in record time. I still have decent amounts of shedding, but nothing near as much as I did before. I hope this is always in stock. So thank you so much for that. Guys, if you have purchased the oil, I would definitely appreciate if you go to OMALICHILD and leave your review on there. I want to, shout you guys. Listen, I'm so happy that so many of you guys are loving the oil and also supporting. Listen, it does not get past me, and I want to show some way of reciprocity, let you guys know that I do see the feedback that you're giving me, and that, I want to thank you. And of course I can't thank you in the comments of on the actual OMALICHILD page. So what I will be doing is including your reviews at some point in the end of my videos. If you want to leave your review, if you want to leave an Instagram too, because I will read it all, it will be shout out, leave whatever you want. Definitely trying to give you guys as much encouragement to go leave your reviews. I really appreciate the time that you've already taken to purchase the product, and I would wholly 100% appreciate the time that you guys use to write a review. So again, if you want your review to be featured here, to be read here, your name, as well as your Instagram or YouTube, whatever you want, leave it in there. That would be great, because then also I like posting some of your reviews on the OMALICHILD Instagram, which you should definitely go check out if you haven't. But I like to post some of the reviews there, and I would love to know what Instagram handles to tag when I do post it on my stories, if you're comfortable with that. If not, it could be anonymous, child. We good. But yes, follow me on my personal Instagram if you're interested in, what I'm doing over there. You feel me? Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below any tips or tricks that you have with protective style journeys. If you're going on a protective style journey, please let me know. I love this little protective style journey community. I want to know what your goals are, what exactly that you're implementing to make it happen, and what exactly in this video called you out. Let me know, because I'm sure I called some of y'all out, because I called myself out. Okay. All right, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.